8 שנים אני מחכה ליום הזה.
For 8 years, I've been waiting for this day. I've been waiting 8 years for this day to present the truth. For 8 years, I've been waiting to finally blow up the deluded and absurd charges against me. For 8 years, I've been waiting to reveal the method, a method of brutal hunting expedition, because these investigations were born in sin.
A defiant Benjamin Netanyahu addressing the Israeli public on Monday evening, the night before he took to the stand for the first time in his long-running trial. The Israeli Prime Minister is facing charges of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust relating to 3 cases. The first one, known as Case 1000, involves favours related to Hollywood tycoon Arnon Milchan. The case alleges that Milchan and Australian tycoon James Packer gave gifts of cigars, champagne and jewellery to the Prime Minister and his wife Sarah. In return, Netanyahu allegedly pushed forward tax exemptions that would benefit Milchan, allowing him to influence a merger between Israeli companies Reshet, which Milchan had shares in, and Keshet, which he wanted to invest in, as well as pressuring former US Secretary of State John Kerry to give Milchan a US visa. Case 2000 involves Arnon Moses, the publisher of Yediot Aharonot, Israel's largest paid-for newspaper. This case alleges that Moses offered Netanyahu more favourable coverage and promising a more disparaging coverage of his political opponents in return for legislation that would limit the circulation of Israel Hayom, the pro-Netanyahu free newspaper that rivaled Yediot Aharonot. Unlike Milchan, Moses has also been indicted, facing charges of bribery. The third case, Case 4000, involves Shaul Elovitch, the majority owner of Israeli telecommunications company Bezek. According to the prosecution, Netanyahu urged Elovitch to give more favourable coverage to the Prime Minister through the Walla news site, which was owned by Bezek and Elovitch, in return for easing regulations that promoted the business interests of Bezek, earning the telecommunications giant around $500 million. Elovitch and his wife Iris have also been indicted for charges of corruption and bribery. Netanyahu denies all charges. He says that the gifts he took from Milchan were tokens of friendship, that he opposed a bill that would harm Israel Hayom, and that Walla's coverage towards him has been unfavourable. He has decried the investigation into him as a witch hunt, and both him and his political allies claim that the trial is politically motivated.
I'm sure of his innocence, and I'm sure that his innocence will be proven.
What is happening is delusional, bringing Netanyahu here in a time of war. This is striking proof that they are trying to overthrow the Prime Minister, and not through the ballot box.
I came to tell my right-wing friends, it is not enough just to talk. It is not enough to come and make declarations. I expect all the ministers who come here, and also all those who do not come here, to raise the proposal at the upcoming cabinet meeting to consider the dismissal of the Attorney General.
The charges were brought forward in 2019, with the trial commencing a year later, and witnesses taking to the stand a year after that. The prosecution rested its case in July this year, and Netanyahu's testimony began on Tuesday morning and will continue on Wednesday afternoon. He is expected to give testimony every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday for the rest of the month.